Hey guys, what's going on? It's 10/5/2014. We're going to be talking about the force majeure that I've been talking about to my members at Disinfowars for a month now. And we're going to be talking about the Hong Kong protests, how it all falls together. We're going to be talking about a little bit about Harvey Organ and Jim Willie and how they all fold into what I've been saying since the 3rd of September. Okay, so let's get started here. On the 3rd of September, I posted something on Disinfowars, and I basically was getting intel. Okay, I was communicating with people, and they were basically telling me in short sentences, the United States is finished, September 30th, foreclosure, bankruptcy, etc., etc. Just a couple of words. That's what I was getting. So I figured, okay, well, I might as well go ahead and let this out. So what I wrote on September 3rd was, September 30th is just around the corner, and the end of the business/corporate fiscal year is on this date. The reason why the last remaining rogue factions, Illuminati rogue factions, ISIS, and the people in Ukraine are causing so many problems is that after the 30th, the U.S. will cease to exist as a country. That's basically what I was hearing at that moment, so that's what I published. On the day after, the 4th, I had a little bit more information, and in the comments section, I posted, for further verification or further detail, I posted, it will be under the U.S. a force majeure. They will have a margin call that they cannot pay. Formal proceedings under bankruptcy proceedings. The derivatives bubble has no more equity that can back the transaction. Said in 4 different ways. Hope this works, because this was a comment to a question from one of my members. After the 4th, at the day after, I had a little bit more information, and the information was force majeure, which basically means that the people that have more collateral than you basically take over. That's basically what it means. It's almost like a hostile takeover in the stock market, where you just buy up stock, buy up stock, buy up stock, and after you have 51% of the outstanding shares, then you own the company. It's like what Michael Eisner did to Disney. So that's basically what the intel that I was getting. And sometimes intel's choppy, sometimes you only get words here or there, and you sort of have to piece things together. And that's the case for Jim Willie, too. He admits that also in some of his intel. So, that's all I had at those 2 days. And then fast forward a couple of days, on the 9th of September, Harvey Organ released a video, and he basically, in a nutshell, said that in a couple months, the Chinese are going to force the true price of gold through the shortages that are running through Shanghai at the moment, and they only got about a 2-month supply. So I said, okay, great, man. This came out 3, 4, 5 days after I got my intel. Sounds like Harvey's on the ball, and it's a very rare occurrence that I post videos from other people on Disinfowars. That's a 99.9% me, information coming from me, from my sources, and I felt compelled that this was on the mark, so I posted it. And I basically said, you know, Harvey is filling in a lot of the blanks that I did not have, because he really gave a very detailed, precise video about the gold market, and it filled in a lot of the blanks on my end. And I said that to my subscribers. Then basically what happened on the 21st, I wrote a blog about the cube. The cube, that Georgia Guidestone's cube. Wrote a little bit about it. I hadn't had the information to decode it yet, but on 9/28 I went ahead and decoded it. The video, if you guys haven't seen it, there's a link below to that. I know the people that viewed it really liked it. I got a lot of good comments from it, and it coincided with exactly what my intel was giving me from the 3rd, what Harvey was saying, and the synopsis of the cube was, it's the last push of the Illuminati. It's the last. And by the way, the Illuminati that are fighting right now are only small factions, and a lot of the Illuminati have gone over to the Chinese side, the Russian side. They're not up to their old tricks, and they are basically in the code, or the cube, from what I decoded, saying that their order is coming to an end. If you haven't seen my video on the cube, check it out, because it is, from what I hear, very good. That's what people are telling me. Okay, fast forward to 2 days after that, on the 30th, after I released the video about the cube, we get the riots in Hong Kong. Well, I basically said in my first source of information, I said, around September 30th, there's going to be some friction in the business corporate cycle. And there have been many reports from Hong Kong saying that the Illuminati, Soros, etc., because Soros is one of the sore, holdouts that is not changing his format. He's still fighting like the old school Illuminati people. And rumor has it, my sources are saying, newspaper articles are saying, that the riots that were started in Hong Kong were facilitated by Soros, the same as the riots in the Ukraine. But the thing is that I pretty much predicted it from my sources on the 3rd. I just think that's it's pretty relevant and significant, so I figured I'd throw that in. Then on the 1st of October, the day after September 30th, I basically said to my members on Disinfowars, I said, okay guys, we talked about the force majeure just a short time ago. From our personal observations, we believe that the most compelling outcome will be to force the hand of the U.S. to accept the GCR, global currency reset, and the RV, revaluation of certain currencies. Okay? That's pretty much what we felt at that point in time was going to be the large outcome. And now, a couple days after that, on the 3rd, Jim Willie produces a radio interview. There's a link below if you haven't listened to that, check it out. Jim Willie's very compelling, very professional guy, on top of his game, and he basically is saying pretty much the same thing that Harvey Organ is saying, that the Chinese are going to ram the gold and silver market down the throats of the frickin' banking system of the United States and London. And they're going to force the United States to accept a higher gold price, which is going to therefore close out, destroy a lot of derivatives. And the end game is going to be that the United States are going to have to get on board with the currency devaluation because of the gold maneuvers. And they're going to have to accept the global currency revaluations and the gold standard. And that's basically what Jim Willie just said a few days ago. And that coincides exactly with how I decoded the cube on the 28th. So myself, Jim Willie, Harvey Organ, my delineation of the cube are all on the same page. We're all basically singing the same song. We're saying the same things, maybe a little bit differently. Some may be more detailed than others, but that's the process of what is happening right now. And it's interesting that fulford is also posting that the Illuminati are sitting down through the BIS, Bureau of International Settlements, to negotiate and talk with the Soviets and the Chinese about bank reform and new ways to implement the BRICS, and they want to be a part of that. So just for them to be subordinating themselves to talking to the Russians and the Chinese, it's over, guys. It's over. It just has to process out. And as Jim Willie's contact says, hey, the end game is happening right now. The force majeure, the force, gold market, the derivatives collapse, Illuminati not able to cover the collateral, going to have to devalue the dollar and accept the global currency revaluation. So from myself, Jim Willie, Harvey Organ, everything's in line and everything's perfectly right where it was predicted, right where my intel is saying it is, and right where my delineation of the cube from the Georgia guidestone. You know, getting back to that specifically, you would never, ever, ever, ever have an Illuminati symbol, monument, structure, anything like that being broken. You would never, ever, ever have that. And they broke that cube. That's the clincher right there, guys. That would never happen. Would they ever come in and bulldoze the Georgia Guidestones and you'd say, oh, that means the Illuminati are stronger than ever? You know, would the Illuminati ever come and destroy the Washington Monument and somebody would say, oh yeah, they're stronger than ever? Would they ever destroy the Statue of Liberty and say, oh yeah, they're stronger than ever? BS. BS, man. I don't care what anybody says out there. This is what's going down. That's what that cube means. And, hang in there, guys. We're in the last little stretch. I get a lot of emails from people that always ask, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? It's a process, and it goes from light points to medium points to medium hard points to very hard points to the end. And that's where we are now. So Sunday, 10/5/2014. Hope you guys liked the video. And I think I'm going to go have a couple beers. See you guys.